Donald J. Trump, he's the jack of all trades. He's a jackass to women, the jack of ICE raids. He's hateful to Arabs, he's the jack of all tariffs. So gather round, folks, let my cards tell you the tale about a man who releases cop stompers from jail. He's the kind of guy who can only lose when it's rigged, a man who's apparently never lied and always wins by major landslide. He's managed to get inside people's minds and get their heads back inside their behinds. For instance, did you know that 7 out of 10 Republicans thought Biden's win wasn't legit? Did you hear me say 7 out of 10? Yeah, sadly you did. He's got people convinced that he's some kind of business genius, though he's not, I must relate. He's not even self-made. He was a millionaire by age 8. And you can tell a lot of a king by the way he treats his queen. Does he make her life cushy, or does he grab her by the... Well, speaking of him and the unfortunate women who've gone out on a limb and spent time with him, here's a short list just to give you the gist of just 2 of the queens he's gone out and kissed. The first queen is a porn star who he cheated on his wife with, and he used his campaign money to finance a gift. The last queen is E. Jean Carroll. Just the fact that rich men continue to assault women and stay out of jail. But Trump, he's a good man. Trust me, when I think of Trump, the first thing that comes to mind is loyalty and commitment, persistence through strife. Don't take my word for it. Ask one of his 3 wives. But please, keep your anger below 10 out of 10. We lost the election. Now is not the time to dissent. During his first term in office, just ask the Post, there was one politician who lied the most. They all lie, you'll say, but hey, when it comes to deception, this guy takes the cake. I mean, the number of lies is not just for fun, but on average each day, Trump told 21. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. That's just a way of talking. He doesn't mean that. Silly you to listen to his actual words. You must be brainwashed by the fake news herd, so... In case you're ignorant and in case you're dumb, here are the metaphysics of Donald Trump. The news isn't real if he doesn't like it. Science is fake just because he denies it. To know a single thing about gender, you need only ask him. He is not defined in terms of the truth, but the truth is defined in terms of him. Oh, yeah, and this card trick, before I run out of time, I had no idea what I was going to do with these 9s. Help me out down below with the comments with your own political rhyme. Something like, at his night's press briefing, as he gave a speech, he instructed the US public to inject themselves with bleach. If you thought that by then he'd run out of luck, well, now he's sitting there in front of Bezos, Zuckerberg, and Musk. And you're thinking, hey, this is America, land of the free. And back at school, this is what they taught me, that we're a democracy where freedom rings, not an oligarchy where tech bros rule like kings. But Elon Musk, he's extraordinarily clever, except when he smiles, then silly goose makes awkward gesture. Stop trying to spoil everything, you alarmist lefty. Forget his ties to the far-right German AfD or some anti-Semitic tweet from 2023. He's here to fix our government, not enrich himself, okay? He spent $154 million getting Trump elected, and that was his own wealth. The left needs to start making him look like some evil villain, okay? Although his ROI on that investment was like $277 billion. Money he made all while dismantling agencies that help feed starving children. So, if I was a villain with all that wealth in my pockets, I also wouldn't feed hungry children. I'd probably just build rockets. But please, keep your anger below 10 out of 10. We've lost the election. Now is not the time to dissent. Oh, and don't get me started on January 6th. Is it a day of love expressed with bricks? 1 policeman was stomped and hosed with pepper spray. 4 cops died after that love-filled day. Crimes were committed, a desk was dumped on, cops were stomped, our country was wronged. Trump spread justice out wide, put her on all 4s, and he screwed her when you shrugged and said, release them all. This is America, land of the free. You should be in jail if you stomp cops. Unless that is, you stomp them for me. And 2 terms or 3? Trump says, if you ask me, 2 terms is too short, but 3? It ain't quite right. And poof, just like that, almost overnight, a dictator on day 1 is a dictator for life. And he rallies against DEI, not because he's racist or anything like that, but this country should be built on merit, and that's just a fact. Now, try not to laugh at the glaring hypocrisy when Hegseth, Gabbard, and Patel are deemed his most qualified nominees. Hiring should not be based on your gender, race, or some other leftist fad. What matters the most in this meritocratic land is what frat did you go to and who was your dad. Just ask Ivanka. She'd know a lot about that. So, As the media bends its knees to a man convicted of 34 felonies and has the distinct honor of 6 bankruptcies, my heart goes out to ABC, whose bravery and conviction stands tall as can be. They speak truth to power with brave determination. Forget anything you've heard about media intimidation. And let me tell you what you don't need eyes to see. That as the number of Fox News associates in government approaches 18, we are closer to a nightmare than an American dream. Now, 9 out of 10 voters were concerned about grocery prices, and many believed Donald when he vowed to fix the crisis. But now that he's won and he's admitted he won't fix it, I can't help but wonder how you feel being tricked. Grocery, healthcare, affordable housing, all important things we need in this nation, and his priorities are a handful of trans athletes, meme coins, and mass deportation. He's got a full house, the Senate. He's won the office, but what if this is just a ploy to help fill rich people's pockets? What if he filled us with anger and hate just so we'd vote for him and he'd win the race? Now, if everything I've said so far is some sort of left-wing conspiratorial lie, then this trick's just not for you and it's not for your mind. But if there is nothing that could leave that man at fault, that you'd still support him no matter what you're told, then, and this isn't an insult, but you're in a cult. But to those who hate hatred and love thy neighbor, let your anger flow above 10 out of 10. We've lost the election, the deck stacked against us. Now is the time to dissent.